a YouTube channel of solely teaching and demonstrating wand mechanics? You probably could. Pickled, yeah, you probably could. We're going to be testing out something a little bit different today. This has been suggested to me a couple of times, actually. We're going to be checking out the Noita Spell Lab. So it gives you a bunch of challenges. There's tons and tons here. It's all built into the training aspect of this. So it's going to teach us maybe some of the basics. We'll practice, I guess. We'll see what we can come up with. So I've already done the first one just as a test. We'll do it again. Deal 50 or more damage, total damage to a target dummy. So it's saying, you know, apply this much damage. I don't think the time really matters. Down the bottom here, you'll see the goal, which is 50 DPS, 50 damage. And then it gives you the type of wand that you're using. Put a projectile spell on your wand and shoot the target. That's kind of the instructions as we go. So, I mean, this could be good for all of us, right? I'm sure I will learn something because I take this stuff for granted. I only build basic wands. So this should be good. I think it's gonna be entertaining, one way or another. I'm gonna select that one. It puts us back here. What I did before, all I did was I chose the most damaging spell here, and then I just hovered a little bit over, and I did the damage. So we'll add a couple of these and just see what we can come up with. This is what I did before. I just put one in here. Flew over. You see the damage adding up. Challenge complete. Done. Deal 75 or more damage per second to the target dummy. We have 1 second to do 75 damage. Let's have a look now. So challenge wand. It looks like it's the same. Cast delay is the time between individual spell casts. Wands have a natural cast delay, which is applied to every cast. Projectiles have their own cast delay modifier, which may be positive, slower, or negative, faster. So it's teaching us some of the basics here. Casting a spark bolt plus 0.05 seconds on a wand with 0.15 second cast delay results in about 5 shots every second, or 0.2 second cast delay. Yes, this is a hint. It's telling us to use this for some reason because of the cast delay difference. Is that cast delay known? Does it tell you that on the normal shot? I don't know it does. Well, let's test it. Okay, challenge complete. That's exactly what it does. It told us how to complete that one. Just for argument's sake, let's mix it up. Let's put the bouncing burst, because we know that that has a negative cast delay. Is this the same wand? It is. So it's telling us the highest DPS from this particular wand is 26.69. Fascinating. Let's try them all. I had no idea that this had a reduced cast delay on it. I think that's new information to me. Let's try this one. This one's not going to work, obviously. Close though, it's a lot more damage. Oh, Bubble Spark just went up a level, and I already considered it a very good spell. And let's try the arrow just for argument's sake as well here. Nah, no chance. Well, there it is, folks. Bubble Spark is the best spell in the game. It's confirmed. Cool. I like it. Good question, Haskruth. How does the DPS do with multiple bubble sparks? See if it lets me have more than one. No shot. I'm guessing it's going to be exactly the same. Cast delay, minus 0.08. Has that always been there? Or is this just because we're running this mod? I don't know, let's see. It does seem to be more projectiles, huh? Lesson number 3. Slightly different one. We've got a 1 second recharge here now. Unlike cast delay, recharge time is applied when your wand has no spells left to cast. Wands with high recharge time are generally not very useful, though there are ways to mitigate it. I would disagree with that end game, but mid to early game definitely. Putting a lot of separate casts on a wand with high recharge time can mitigate the effect. So it's telling us to do exactly that. All right, I'm gonna stop looking at the eyeball next time. Okay, so we just need a ton of these. So it definitely stacks then, right? If this is 1 second and this is minus 0.08, we're gonna need 8. Let me test that theory. Should be. No. Did I get that wrong? Oh, they're just telling us to load up on the same sorts of projectiles to get the most out of it, I think, for this one. More cast delay. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. So, sorry, I'm getting cast delay and recharge time confused. This, you know the green wand you find on the first floor with, I think it's a 0.05, 0.42? If you load up a lot of the same spells, doesn't matter what it is, whatever you find on the first floor, if you find many of them, even if it's like spark bolts, it's a barrage followed by a short cooldown, but it's still, you know, dramatically more than the starting wand even. Deal 150 or more damage to the target dummy in 10 seconds or less. Okay. Switching wands or opening your inventory will reset the casts on your wand. Opening your inventory does that? Oh shoot. This trick can be used to completely negate a high recharge time as long as you have more than one cast on your wand. Set up 2 wands and switch between the wands before casting all of the spells. So it gets this is quite an advanced meta already, I think. But we'll definitely give it a shot. All right. So it's a 4-second cooldown. Obviously, we don't have enough. We can't do enough damage within a small period of time, but if we switch during the cooldown, we'll be able to do it, I guess. Okay. You need a little bit of muscle memory for that one. That's interesting. I like it. All right. Deal 60 or more damage per second to the target dummy. Okay, let's check out the wand. 3 spells per cast. We only have the one wand. Recharge time of 0.33. Interesting. All right, 3 spells per cast. Let's see what we can do here. 60 damage per second. And this has an additional cast delay. 60. All right, let's grab a few of those. Give it a shot here. So we're not switching this one out, which is interesting. Um, 60 DPS. Okay. Challenge complete. Let's go back into that one real quick. I want to see what the... Okay, so it's just telling us to do similar. That would have cast the final 2 faster. Deal 30 or more damage to the target dummy in a single hit. In a single hit. Interesting. Modifier spells cast the next spell in the wand automatically. Modifier spells are applied to the projectile spells in the same cast. Oh, I know what to do. Okay, yep. There you go. That's an easy one. All right, next one. So I should be able to get through a lot of this because this is kind of the Noita I grew up with, right? Deal 70 or more damage per second to the target dummy. And we have multicasts. 70 per second. You can use multicast spells to cast more than one projectile spell at a time. Yes, we know that. This can be paired with spells that have a negative cast delay to increase damage per second. Ah. Okay. I think I understand. Place one or more multicast spells before two or more projectile spells. Right. Yes. So we think we want... Well, let's check out the wand we have here. 0.17, 0.3, 250, 5 capacity. And we have to do how much? 70. What's the speed again? Alright, let's try. Let's grab a double. Let's grab a triple. And let's grab a few of those as well. Let's see what's up. So we know this has a cast delay of minus 0.08. Now I've just got to do a bit of quick math in my head here. We have a charge speed of 50. I think the triple might be okay. What's our goal? 70. Maybe I do need the quad then. Yeah. In fact, I might have missed a shot or so there, but that's pretty basic, right? So what they're getting at here is that the faster you shoot, the more damage overall you do, providing that can be sustained, obviously. Okay. So we need to do 70 damage per second to the target dummy this time. All right, let's read the hints. Multicast spells use one of their casts casting the next multicast spell. We know this. This is something I go into quite often. So this here, for example, is a free cast. It doesn't cost anything. So if you have two of them together, you can cast 3 spells simultaneously instead of the 1 or 2 mana that a triple would cost. It's a really good workaround. So same deal, isn't it? Pretty much. This one might be a little bit different, but I think we're just going to stick with these. Give me 1, 2, 3. And that gives us 2. That's good. 4. Should be the same. Cool B, thank you very much for the subscription. Do I need more? Yeah. So that one's teaching us about how these stack and how they work together. So we've got a double spell, right? A double cast here, which would shoot 2. And to add stuff to that, it actually uses one of those to cast the next one, which I think makes sense. Somebody asked me about that on a YouTube comment today as well. Next one. Deal 550 or more damage per second to the target dummy. All the hints have gone away, see? Multicasting a single modifier with many projectiles can cost much less than using multiple modifiers. Yep, that makes sense as well. This is particularly effective for expensive modifiers with unique effects. Okay, cool. So let's add... I don't even know how many I need. It's weird. It gives you kind of the tools. It doesn't tell you what you need to accomplish. Let's assume we need a quad, and we're going to add one of these. So this is damage field. If you were to cast it many, many times, it would be very, very expensive. But, as is often the case, you use a multi, and then this effect gets applied to everything after it. So we should do massive damage here. No, not enough. Not even close. It's about halfway there. Does this stack? Let's find out. I was always under the impression that this didn't stack, but... yeah, it does. Okay. Was that... Now, was I correct in that assumption originally? Did it used to not work? I know that previously it had to be the very last effect before a multicast in order for it to even appear. We're talking ancient history now, though. This has probably been resolved a long time ago, I think. Yeah. Andes, hello, welcome. How you doing this evening? They probably wanted to stack multicasts for that. A single and then add... Well, let's test that theory. So, multicasts... Let's just assume one of those. This might be... No, I don't think this will be as effective. We were about half damage, so this won't even come close. I don't think. A hell of a cooldown. 382, not even close. 382 again. Let's try again. No, it's literally designed to be stackable now. I could have sworn that was never the case when that spell modifier came out, and it was a lot more powerful. Now it's much more it's nerfed now. I can't remember the exact damage it used to add, but it was significantly more than 3.5. Oh well, next. This is fun. I like this. Deal 500 or more damage per second to the target dummy. Alright, what wand do we have? It's a great wand. 300 maximum. So we need to kind of find the right balance between damage ups and multis here. This will be a bit of a challenge. Let's take a few of those, and a ton of those. It's DPS. Damage per second. Most modifier spells, the cast state is a list of the modifications your spells have made to the cast. The cast state. Most modifier spells also affect the cast state. The modifications in the cast state are applied to all of the spells in the cast at the end. Because modifications are applied last, the order of modifiers generally doesn't matter. I don't understand the relevance here. I'm not going to look at the hints yet, but we might go back. Let's start with 4. We got 300, right? Oops. And we're going to add... This will be 50 damage for each one of these, firing hopefully very quickly. 50 additional damage. I mean, that's... Yeah, okay. Let's go back and look at the hints on that one. I want to see a bit more info here. Okay. Oh. So this is giving us the examples. They're saying all of this will work. No shit. This is kind of my standard MO here, right? Like modifiers, multipliers, projectiles. That's kind of the way my brain works. But this is saying we could straight up, who gives a shit, do anything we want and still be just as effective. This I find highly unusual. My brain's having a hard time computing this. But I like it. I like the fact that that's even a thing. It means that your wands don't have to be as neat. It's a single spell block, so it applies to all. That's what they meant with the cast state, right? They were just talking about one, that block that you're talking about. I get it. Do all the damage ups apply to all the spark bolts in the last one. Yeah, Gecko, that's exactly what they're saying. Yep, this is the same. The end result, rather, is the same as that. No, not to the wand, to the unit, or whatever they what was the term? Cast state, right? So this is where I guess the logic behind how the spells are being cast from a wand comes into play. But essentially they're going, right, so the order of operations is that it looks at multipliers, and then it looks at everything before that, and after that, up until the point where it's reached the number of projectiles that it requires to, you know, fulfill its destiny. And they're saying anything within that range works. So, unlike school, brackets, multiplication, division, order does not matter so much with this. I was under the impression that wasn't the case, but clearly that's not true. Per click, because they're always being cast, they apply. Correct. In this particular case with that set wand, yes. If we had additional spells or spell blocks, right, units of stuff being cast, each click would be something different unless we went back a few lessons and we switched wands in between. Then you could do it that way. So does that mean you couldn't multicast a damage up spark bolt and homing spark bolt? Only 2 homing damage up spark bolts. Correct. Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly right. So I thought that in that final set, right, you had the chance to potentially change what you were doing with individual spells within a block, but that's false. I've been living a lie this whole time. All right. Deal 200 or more total damage to the target dummy. This one looks like it's got an always cast wand. Let's have a look at that. The always cast is Spark Bolt. So it needs to do 200 damage. So all we want to do is get fast spells on here, right? Applying everything we've learnt, that would be 4 of these for now. That's my first guess, at least. Took a while to get there, but we did. And I think I crit to get there. Let's go back to that one. It's not giving us any hints. I wonder if we could do it with Bitterbolt. Because this does more damage, but it would shoot slower. Is it total damage or damage per second here? Total damage. Alright, that's... Okay, it doesn't matter. We could leave nothing on the wand and still get there eventually. It'll take a little while to get there, but that would work. You got your first win yesterday with an always cast Circle of Vigor wand. No way. That's rare as hell. And another win today with some weird machine gun super damage energy orb build. Right on. You could kick it to victory. Actually. Yep. Yeah, you could. Alright, deal 500 or more total damage to the target dummy. Okay, so this is teaching us about always cast wands, which is nice, right? The previous one had a projectile on it. One of my favorite things to do is getting the always cast perk in a holy mountain on a really fast wand. And, here's the kicker, being lucky enough to get something that actually, you know, does a lot of damage or whatever. That won't kill you in the process. This is an always cast damage modifier, so again, it doesn't matter. We just need a projectile. So let's put that on there. $500, huh? I think you guys understand how that works, right? In order to get this one to be active, you need a projectile on the wand. On the previous lesson, we learned that an always cast projectile, you don't need anything else on the wand. If you have stuff that speeds up that, it becomes kind of an incredible way to go. All right, next one. Deal 400 or more damage per second to the target dummy. All right, what's our hint here? Always cast spells do not consume mana, but do apply their cast delay. Give me more of these. Too many. There you go. Okay. So, as I was talking about before, finding a spell, like finding an always cast that costs mana, doesn't matter what type of wand it is on. Cool, moving on. Deal 230 or more damage per second to the target dummy using only one always cast spell. Because always casts are extra costs on your wand, normal casts still occur. This results in a multicast always cast, allowing you to cast an additional spell. Okay. Alright, so you said always cast multi and 2 firebombs. Fly towards the dummy when shooting. It doesn't, I mean, it didn't train us to do that. But we'll try. What do we get? 200? Oh man, I don't know, hey. I am in the beta branch, so that might have broken. There's been a few updates over the last couple of days. Like, we're not even close. Put the third one on, you think. So that shouldn't work either. But, try it. Oh! We did it, and we're about to die. That's cool. Alright, deal 100 damage or more per second to the target dummy. Okay. This one should be easy. Inert static projectiles can be given the ability to deal damage, aka mists. The center point of a static projectile must collide with the target to deal damage. Right. Homing and damage can be paired with static projectiles to make a homing familiar. This one I shouldn't have too much trouble with. How much damage? 100 per second. On this wand, huh? Okay. I will take... That's my math right now. Oh, we have no multis. Interesting. Alright, well we need one of those. I think we need... Let's try 3 of those, and then 1 of those. See how that goes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Flap. Does that get there? I have to shoot a couple? Yeah, easy one. Damage every frame's drilling shot. Oh, okay. This is cool. So drilling shot allows projectiles to travel through walls. Oh, we know this one as well. This is old school Noita right here. Why is chainsaw good? I'm sure we'll get onto that. Why not use long distance cast? Because we don't have it. It's teaching us about drilling shot right now. Drilling shot activates on the second frame of a projectile's life. Projectiles with higher lifetimes are generally more useful as homing familiars. Okay, so they're probably teaching us the difference between Mist of Spirits and Mist of Slime. Slime lasts a lot longer. This evaporates now. That's one of the changes that happened. I think 1.0 brought that. We have no multipliers, so we have to assume we have 1 projectile. Our wand is baby wand again, 5 slots. Drilling shot we need, because we have to get through the wall. I think we want accelerated shot as well, and homing, and damage up. It does add cast delay, but we'll see about that. Oh, only one. Alright, let's see. Not even closer. Oh yeah, 90 out of 100. Deal 1,000 or more damage per second to the target dummy. Okay, so we've got extended lifetime now. We got a pretty considerable wand here. Different projectiles have different tick damage rates. Ocarina and Cantel notes deal their damage every frame, but have low lifetime. Okay. Well, let's give that a shot. So we'll take one of those. We need homing. We need damage up. We need increased lifetime. What's the mana on this wand? 500. So we can build whatever we want here, pretty much. But we only get one single projectile again, because there's no multipliers here. We just add a bunch of those and these. Again. Projectile. Homing. Damage. Damage. It's got to be a sweet spot here for this, I would imagine. 1,000 per second, huh? Yeah, okay. Done. Next. 1,500 damage per second to the target dummy. Most non-static projectiles deal their damage every frame. Non-static projectiles. But die upon collision. Right, we know that. Piercing shot allows projectiles to keep living even if they collide with something. Okay. Piercing shot activates on the second frame of a projectile's lifetime. So what projectile would be suitable? If damage is applied every single frame, we've got extended lifetime, accelerating shot, rotate towards, and homing. Don't know why we need both of those, but we do have multis this time as well. This one should be pretty straightforward. I'm going to build something real quick, and we'll see what's up. Oops. Try that. That's not hitting at all. What? I'd rather... It's something to do with piercing shot. Damage minus 16. Is that new? So there's literally no damage applied. Do we have damage ups? No. So we need something that hits hard, which would be Lance. What? Mana? This is 800 again. Okay, we're fine. Cast delay's a little bit low. We're getting there. We're over 1,000. Take that off and take that off. Well, no, we might actually need that. The rotate towards is probably going to be more helpful here. I think. I still don't know how this quite works. Oh, God. Yeah, okay, that's weird. Isn't that pretty, though? Look at him sneaking along there. What the hell? I think that was unintended. There was no hint here, so we don't know what their intention was there. They're like little snake boys, yeah. You can make some, like, I'm not really great with it. Nymphspire on Twitch does this sort of thing all the time, posts on Reddit. Like really cool pictures of like fireworks and really cool looking things. I had no idea piercing shot lowered damage. That might be a new thing as well. The nerf is new. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I don't remember that at all. Okay. Next one. Hey, my favorite. Deal 60 or more damage to the target dummy in a single hit. Highest damage dealt. 60. Let's see what it has to say here. Trigger spells cast another spell when a certain condition is met. Trigger hit spells cast another spell when they hit the world or an object. Accurate, easy to control. Trigger spells can be used as delivery mechanisms for slow, awkward, or static projectiles. Yes. So they're probably going to want to show us something like... well, look, let's get a double and... How much damage do we need to do? Oh, yeah, we're good. So, this guy, and this guy, and this guy. I guess they want us to stand right here. There you go. Okay. P.S. The Spark Bolt with Trigger is my personal favorite spell in the entire game. Always has been. Have I tried Healing Bolt with Piercing? Yes, I have. That's sort of a little special thing. Yeah, there's tons of stuff you can do. I think AliasBot showed me one where the healing thing stays alive forever and it follows you around. And, god, the number of things you can do is kind of amazing. 300 or more damage per second to the target dummy. Trigger spells have their own cast state, which can be discarded after the cast. I'm trying to get this verbiage locked into my brain. Because of this, modifier spells applied inside a trigger generally don't persist outside of the trigger. Okay. Unlike recharge time, cast delay is applied per cast state, so changes to it can be discarded. You can negate a spell's cast delay changes by casting it inside of a trigger. Okay. Alright, we've got 5 slots here. One of those, and... these all have pretty hefty cast delays on them. What does the most damage? Dropper Bolt? Yeah. Is that my wand? Really? Yep. It's always the falling that I've never liked with this one. .500 damage per second with that. It hasn't shown us yet, and I'm sure it'll get into this in a second, but trigger spell, you know the heavy spread? The one that's like adds 720 degrees of spread, but it lowers cast delay by quite a lot. You put them after a spark bolt with trigger or any other trigger effect, and whatever comes after it, well, the entire spell is you get all the benefits, but none of the side effects. Essentially, it's really cool. All right, moving on. 750 or more damage per second to the target dummy. We've got multicasts. Okay. 700 damage per second. Trigger spells can cast multiple spells directly inside the enemy. Powerful spells tend to have high cast delay, which can be negated using triggers. So it's given us a bunch of kind of dangerous stuff. This can all damage us. Massive cast delay. Small cast delay. Massive cast delay. Alright, well I get the picture. So what if we did try this? Let's make sure death is turned off because I don't want to have to restart. Where's the options here? Yes, no death enabled. Alright. See how we go. This might come back to haunt us, but we'll see. Well, we won that one. Next. 750 or more damage per second to the target dummy. Modifiers can be applied to triggered multicast. Yes. One of my favorite things in the world to do. Go with that. Couple of those, and a couple of those. All right. Single. Multi. 4. Possibly get more, but this should be fine, I think. What is it, 750 they wanted? We'll see. Yeah, okay, easy one. Trigger spells. Negating modifier effects. Okay. Ah, here we go. This is exactly what I was just talking about before. Deal 4,000 or more damage per second to the target dummy. We have a very nice wand. Oh my god. Alright, want one of those. I think I want that. I want... What's the speed on this? 2517. Okay. I don't think we need all 6 here. Oh, maybe. Try that first. Oh, these already have a cooldown on them, right? Let's try that. Okay. Some actions required for this challenge are locked or disabled. Okay, get back to that one. 800 DPS or more. What's this teaching us? Reduced lifetime? Oh, sorry, decelerating shot. Hit type triggers can be re-triggered if the projectile is one that does not die on collision. Hit type triggers can be re-triggered. Oh, okay. So, for example, a spark bolt would trigger with piercing shot would be continuously alive and continuously firing, right? That's what I get by that. Piercing shot keeps a projectile alive even after it collides with something. A projectile can't re-trigger if it has collided with the world. Piercing shot enables you to re-trigger trigger type hit spells multiple times, right? A slow homing high lifetime trigger will allow you to re-trigger effectively. A slow homing high lifetime. Got it. So we do want decelerating shot. Rotate towards piercing shot. And then I guess it does not matter which one we choose here. Well, we take that, and give this a shot here. I'm going to get 5. And I need 3 for the modifiers. Right. I want to put this here. Got it. And then I want to put... Let's try that. Try that. Yeah. Holy shit. I have never, in any of the runs that I've done, other than the ones that I've been told how to build stuff, seen how that actually works. That is seriously awesome. So what you could do is essentially take what we've created right there, right? Which is thousands of damage per second, and put it inside another trigger shot. If we had another what do you call it, like a larger wand, and I'm sure we'll get onto this actually, but I think that is probably some of the most damage I've ever seen on a normal run, other than crazy wands that I built before. These are very special modifiers at the end. Okay, so a piercing shot enables trigger shots to hit multiple times in succession, right? Because essentially it doesn't lose its trigger effect because of the fact that it's passing through an enemy. If it hits the ground, it does. It ends, right? So rotate towards as well as decelerating shot. Specifically decelerating shot in this case, it's slowing it down to the point where it's stuck on the enemy because it's constantly turning towards the enemy and it's passing through the enemy multiple times. it's firing many, many times in a row. See if it works without decelerating. What do we have? We had this, then that, and turn towards. So we might get lucky here, but we have to do 800 damage. I could fire another one. Yeah. With decelerating shot in the mix. Oops. It just sits there and just constantly does damage. I would like to actually see if instead of this, the spark bolt trigger works. The spark bolt flies a lot faster and further than the previous projectile. I mean, there's no reason why it shouldn't in this case. I don't know. What? Maybe I take that back. Okay, it's too wild. Yeah, I'm going to keep my eye out for that spell more often. It doesn't live long enough? Yeah, exactly. It's either going too fast or it's not. There might be a sweet spot where we could probably do it, but yeah, its speed is way too high. So if you look at this, right, it's traveling at 800 speed, whatever that means, versus this guy, which is traveling at 250. So when it slows down, it's already at a crawl, right? It's dope. I like it. I like it a lot. I think that's excellent. Some actions required are locked or disabled. Same with this one. Okay. So I guess we come back to those then, huh? Casting speed. Review. Fire 6 projectiles a second. The cast delay of the wand is also applied to every cast. Cast delay is applied between every cast, including the last cast, after which the wand needs to be reloaded. Recharge time is applied when your wand is out of casts. Wands with high recharge time and low cast delay can fire rapidly with enough separate projectiles. Alright, so we've got a recharge time of 1 second, cast delay of 0.08. What's it want me to do? 6 projectiles a second. Cast delay. Cast delay. Alright. We'll fire 2 barrages here, or at least meet their minimum requirements. Should be fine, I think. Alright. Casting speed. Special projectiles. Fire 20 projectiles a second. Oh, this should be a fun one. Alright, we've got 6. Plenty of mana. Recharge time of 0.5 seconds and 0.25 cast delay. So all we need here... Give me... that guy. Maybe a few of these? I haven't figured this out yet. Certain projectiles projectile spells have cast delay and recharge time reductions. Casting spells that reduce recharge time affect the final reload time of the wand. Okay. Casting spells that reduce cast delay can decrease the time it takes to cast the next spell. Let's see how that goes. What the hell? Oh, okay, I got it. I clicked on... Now I get it. Yeah, that is clearly not working. Okay, I just added a bunch of luminous drills, and that's got heavy reductions there as well. So I think that's just... I think that's pretty standard, right? Could that have been done better? You think it was counting the drills as projectiles? Oh, sick. In that case, just take that off. The mana eater for sure. All right, next one. Chainsaws. Here we go. The one everyone's been waiting for. 50 projectiles a second. Chainsaws reduce cast delay to 0 when it is cast. Chainsaws also reduce recharge time. The placement of the chainsaw spell is important for negating cast delay. Since chainsaw sets cast delay to 0 instead of reducing it, putting chainsaw at the end will negate cast delay. This is something that I was never fully aware of myself. I always thought that the chainsaw had to be at the start in order for it to take place, and I only learnt this one fairly recently. So we still do have these. Are they stuck on there, right? We can't modify that. Oh. Was this the lesson then? No, clearly not. Okay. For you, chainsaw is a big spoiler spell. The best benefit is not obvious. Well, they don't list it anywhere, right? Like it's never explicitly told to the player that that's what chainsaw does. Even if we look at it now, a good tool for cutting meat also has some magical properties, right? It says that it does have a recharge time reduction in it, but that's all it says about it. It doesn't really give us any more information other than that. So it's very vague, and I don't think that information is found anywhere except in the game's code. So I don't know whoever found this originally, but I know it was a big secret for a long time. There was a GDC talk that, or some university talk that Nola Games gave, and they hinted at chainsaws being like extra special way back. We're talking like 2018, I think. 2018, 2019. And yeah, it's like, it's so nebulous. So I don't know whoever found that first, but my hat is off to them. And I never take my hat off for anybody. All right, next one. Critical chance introduction. Hit the dummy with a 15% critical chance projectiles. There are no individual projectiles with a 15% critical chance. Yes, projectile spells add their crit chance to the cast state. The critical chance of that cast state is applied to each projectile. So what they want us to do is multicasting 2 spark bolts. Right, so they want a triple and 3 of these. That is it. Because these have a 5% each, and it stacks. So each projectile now is 15% chance to crit. So you can, in theory, if you had 20 of them on a multicast or a multicast wand, you get 100% crit. It wouldn't be a very good wand, though. There you go. They give you the blood flask? Was that in the previous one? I missed that altogether. Hit the target dummy with a 50% or higher critical chance. Ah, here we go. This is what this one's for. But interestingly, they don't give us the... They're just teaching us about blood here, maybe. Let's find out. Being bloody increases your chance of a critical strike by 5% or more. The 5% critical hit chance bonus from being bloody is applied for each projectile spell in the cast. Okay. Multicasting 3 spark bolts while bloody results in 3 spark bolts each with a 30% chance of a critical hit. So we need... Oh. Oh. Okay, so if you have blood on you, I get it now. Okay. So we need to be casting 5 projectiles. Got it. They give us a lot of extra stuff we don't really need, but I think that's half the fun, is learning how that works. I'll take one of those, and then 5 of these. I didn't know that either. I thought, yeah, I thought it was just a flat bonus applied, but clearly not. Okay, cool. It hit the wrong target dummy, but whatever. Deal 150 or more damage to the target dummy in a single hit. Casting a projectile that adds critical chance applies that chance to the cast state. Okay. Multicasting any spell with a chance to critically hit allows all spells in the cast to critically hit. I wonder if it's the cast state, in this case, the combined multicast whatever, that crits, like if every spell in there crits simultaneously, or if it's individual. It's probably simultaneous, just to keep things simple. Applies that chance to the cast state. Yeah, it is everything. Okay. Let's check this wand out. There must be... Nope, there's nothing on it. 150 more damage in a single hit. With a hex formation? What are they on here? It's a weird one. Do I have to be like literally on the target dummy? Oh, I'm kind of scared with this one actually. $300. Okay. That's one. And position the lance properly. Oh, it's teaching you about multicast position as well. Okay. Makes a little bit of sense as well, I suppose. Where's it coming from again? Is it forward first? I don't know, let's find out. No, that's shooting straight down. Or down and left. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3. Okay. I was gonna say that seems a little bit safer. Next one. Deal 400 or more damage per second to the target dummy. Damage per second. This time we've got fire, crit on fire. Okay, and blood. With a 3 cap wand. Fast one though. So need that. We need that. And I guess that. This is a weird one. I'm not sure what's going on here. Okay. So, this particular type of crit, always, it's 100% because it's a specific elemental crit. It does it all the time. That will come in handy later. Wasn't it Alias that discovered stacking this type or an elemental type of crit many, many times over increases the damage as well? Or am I making that up? I'm sure he did. Because you'd only need one to essentially activate a critical and there's no reason to get more. Anyway, move on. 500 or more damage to the target dummy in a single hit. If a projectile has over 100% chance to be critically hit, the extra percent... Oh, here we go. The extra percent is applied as extra critical damage. Critical on X modifier spells add 100% critical hit chance when they activate. Critical on X modifier spells stack with all other forms of critical hit chance, even themselves. So we'll get one of those. One of these and one of those. Wow. I appreciate it now. So there's your answer. It just reapplies the same amount of damage as extra. That's dope, man. Like I see, and again, this is going back to watching other streamers, especially people much smarter than me. I'm watching Alias and he's like building these immensely damaging wands, and I'm like, I'm watching him play, and it's fun watching him play anyway, but it doesn't register in my brain what he's doing. Seeing it like this, literally spelled out for us, is super helpful. So I'm really glad people made me do this. Spell wrap introduction. Here we go. This is another really important lesson. Perform a spell wrap 5 times. A spell wrap occurs when a spell attempts to cast another spell, but there is no other spell left to cast. Spell wrapping allows you to cast spells that already have been cast before. A reload makes them available again. Okay. The wand will always properly reload immediately after a spell wrap. Oh, so it only happens once. Okay. A proper spell wrap requires a spell to have previously been cast. Okay. So it's going to go going down the order, right? Left to right. It's going to fire a spark bolt. Then it's going to look for another 2 spells. It's going to wrap around. It's going to fire a spark bolt again and then end. And then immediately go back and start over. Get another one. So it only happens once. That's the thing that was never locked into my brain, I think, was the fact that spell wrapping only ever occurred once. Because you think wrapping, you're like, oh, it just does it forever. No, not the case. All right. Same wand. Nope, we got 4 this time. Modifiers generally attempt to cast the spell after them. Since modifiers attempt to cast the next spell, they can be used to spell wrap. Again, mind completely blown. Any modifier? You just put any modifier at the end of a wand. Which is why light is so useful. I've never been too proud to admit that I'm not great at wand building. I never have been. I never fully understood it. That's why all of my runs are essentially, I'm looking for the same stuff over and over again. But now I've already, my mind has been cracked open. So even a critical, you put a critical at the end and it can, well, depending on what you're after, I guess. All right. So we have to, okay, we just have to do a spell wrap 5 times. Yeah, that is dope as heck. That's amazing. All right. Perform a spell wrap 5 times. This time, we have a trigger spell. Okay. So a trigger spell is also looking for another spell after it. So this should work just like this, right? Yeah. Perform a spell wrap that casts 3 spells at once 5 times. All right, of course that'll do it. So it's still, it's right, because it's pulling the multiplier or modifier from the end of the wand. So this is still going to be active. I wonder what else you could make with that now. So freaking dope, man. Deal 35 or more damage per second to the target dummy. Quad bubbles double. As an extra one. So there's no recharge time, and it immediately shoots again. All 4. So you get 8 in one go, essentially. 8 in one go, yeah. So freaking dope, man. Deal 45 or more damage per second to the target dummy. Alright, we have a multicast wand here. With a pretty significant recharge time on it. We want 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll try it with both here, but I think it's going to be the opposite this time. That's 10. 10. Oh man, this is so dope. Cast a spell with a final recharge time of 0 seconds using only one chainsaw. Okay. Deal 90 or more damage per second to the target dummy. So here's one of the things that I did learn early on, and this is... I just lucked into this, I guess, one day. So... And there might even be a couple of ways of doing this, but I'm pretty sure this is what they're looking for. Yeah. So, chainsaw reduces cast delay. That's its first choice, right? Then it's looking for a double cast. So you get the effect of this twice, reducing the speed down, increasing the rate of fire. It's freaking amazing, dude. Like, oh my god, my mind is literally blown right now. 75 or more damage per second to the target dummy. Multicasting spell-wrap chainsaws can result in major reductions to recharge time. You can only spell-wrap to spells you've already cast. So we've got a 1.5 second recharge time, 4 cast, 4 chains, 3 cast, spark, chain. That's the desired effect. 75 damage. We're going to miss a lot of shots, but I don't think that's something we can avoid. Yeah, there you go. So, let's have a look here. So, quad chainsaw, obvious effect of lowering cast delay. The triple is taking one shot, and then the chainsaw at the end is the wrapping. Because don't forget, it's 1.5 seconds. It's specifically that amount of time that has to be reduced to get such a fast fire rate. We're close with this, but it's just not picking up on that extra one. So this is I think the correct formula here. Try a chainsaw before the quad. Seems to be the same effect. The effect of the chainsaws is twofold here. It's cast delay, but we want to spell wrap with them. So actually, we're only spell wrapping with this, right? Would that work then? No, because it needs to pick up the quad again. That's a tough one. I probably wouldn't even think of building that in a regular run. Probably because I wouldn't pick up a wand with that low of a cast delay to begin with. Alright, let's move on. Explosion damage. Deal almost exactly 105 explosion damage in one hit to the target dummy. Explosion damage is inaccurate and misleading. Explosion damage is roughly 4 times exaggerated on spell cards. Explosions deal 25% of what is stated. What? Why? Why is that a thing? Who at NOLA decided, you know what? Everything else in the game is very precise. We've got magical chainsaws that reduce things to 0. We've got, reductions in cast delay that are precise to the millisecond. I don't know, explosions, what do you think? I don't know, make them do like a quarter what it says on the thing? That sounds like fun. This is wild to me. I always looked at numbers and I went, oh, cool. I'm being told exactly what the spell does. Static projectile. We can't use that at all. We can't really use Dropper Bolt either. So it's going to be one of these couple here. So light... Oh, okay. With Light Shot, we definitely probably... Well, maybe not with Dropper Bolt. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see what this looks like. That's what I thought. Okay. $130. What do we need to do? 117. 105. $105. Still wild to me. I don't know why that is there. Well, they must have just thought that sounds like a fun idea. Let's mess with them. Next. Deal 300 or more damage to the target dummy in a single hit. Modifiers that increase explosion radius can drastically increase a projectile's explosion damage. 2 or more explosive projectile modifiers applied to almost any spell activates this buggy behavior. So they're saying that it's not the damage itself, it's the explosion size that's doing it. 300 damage. I mean, we don't have a lot of options here, do we? We've got one modifier and then one projectile. That's all we get. It ain't that. Oh, but we can have plenty of these, though. Wow. I do know that they did remove a pretty abusable bug, specifically to do with explosive projectile, if combined with the bouncing spell, the green bouncy ball. That was removed recently. Deal 300 or more damage to the target dummy in a single hit. We have only a baby wand this time. So this might be trying to demonstrate what I was just talking about. But I think they've fixed that. Hey, it ain't that anymore. That works though. Do you know what's really cool? If you hit something, it seems to fall directly to the ground. Spark Bolt is best here. We do not has. It ain't that. So that's amazing. It always does it with saw projectiles. So anything slice damage based, that would take the arrow then into consideration. For some reason, saw blades are different. That's safe-ish. I mean, obviously don't go down a narrow corridor, but like 300 damage, that'll one-shot everything up until jungle. Certain projectiles are lacking explosion definitions and instead default to unstable parameters. These particular projectiles only need a single explosive projectile to activate the buggy behavior. Right, but they've obviously fixed these two in one of the very recent patches. So. Maybe the saw hits multiple times. Maybe they just haven't fixed it yet. Maybe it's not intended. This is so cool, man. So many ideas for new runs. Slicing damage. No, the arrow that was here, that did slice damage as well, and it's not counted, so. Some spells do more damage based on how fast they're moving. Velocity damage is based on the discrepancy between their starting velocity and their impact velocity. Only projectile type damage is scaled. Slice, for example, is not. Okay, so got it. That makes sense. They've got accelerating shot, bouncing shot, chaotic path, which is a speed up, and then a bunch of stuff to try out. How big's our wand? 5. All right. Let's see what we can get here. This is my obvious choice, but it might not be so obvious. You do 100 damage, huh? Not even close. Let's take this off and add another one of these, maybe. Maybe just that. Oops. Ah, it's going so slow it's not going anywhere. Right. That's too many. There you go. Let's switch that up. So even though this is 5 slice 5 regular damage, seems to be going, it's already slow. $67 damage. Very weird. Infestation. A bunch of magical sparks that fly in every direction. Okay. Let's do that again. That was fun. That's right. I forgot. Infestation can hurt the player. All right. Velocity damage balance. Deal 10,000 or more damage to the target dummy in a single hit. Maximum velocity damage requires maintaining a balance of speed downs and acceleration ups. Okay. Slow the projectile using heavy shot and accelerating shot until it no longer fires. Then add speed ups and light shots, or remove heavy shots and accelerating shots until it fires again. Right, obviously accelerating shot is required. Oh wow, yeah, big difference now. God, that's scary as hell. Okay, so we're gonna add another one of these, and maybe another one of these. Maybe another one of these? No, we need to speed up now. God, you have to do the math, huh? Shoot it down? No, if I take this off... Oh, it still does shoot down. I love the noise it makes. It's amazing. But we need accelerating shot. Yeah, it doesn't fire at all. Like, it just completely negates the... This is another thing Alias taught me a while back. Jesus. $15K. Just that. Wild, man. Wild. 22K. $22,400. Shoot it forward, nothing happens. It's wild. I love it. This is so cool. Now out of speed up. 23. That's gonna one-shot a multi-orb boss. Just that one little bouncy burst. 16. Oh, that's sad. It's wild, man. This is great. Alias has been loving the bouncy projectiles. Actually, the 33 orb boss run, I don't know if you ever caught that. I put it up on YouTube. It's like an 18-hour-long video series. The ending wand that I didn't actually come up with it myself. Somebody else gave me the recipe for it, but it was something like this. It had a bunch of weird, you know, Greek letter stuff in there as well, and it almost killed me. Right, several times. Yep. Yeah, we come close there. It was good. All right. 10,000 or more damage again. Gravity and anti-gravity affect initial speed enough to keep velocity damage projectiles alive. Oh, this is going to be ugly. Some projectiles only require one of these modifiers and others require two. The more of these modifiers you stack, the less damage the projectile will deal. What did we have? We had two of these, one of these, one of these, one of these, and I guess they want me to use these. This is Heavy Shot. Heavy Shot's been a personal favorite as well, going back to early days. Come on, do the math thing. Do it. 32,445.04. Anti-gravity makes it so you don't have to shoot it downwards. Ah. That would be nice. But this is a smaller wand. You have to kind of get lucky, huh? 17,315.16. You didn't use the anti... Well, it didn't specifically say to in the instructions. Goodness me, that's... I mean, the chances of you finding 3 heavy shots in a run... Good luck. Accelerating shot, pretty rare in its own right. Not impossible, but it would have to be a pretty lucky run to do it. Use gravity as well. The sound it makes is so twisted. I love it. 12,200. These numbers are like... I'd like, again, talking back to classic builds, talking about homing missed ones, which was kind of the end game meta back in the day, before we knew about all of this stuff. I don't ever think I cracked 4,000, right? Like never tens of thousands or trillions now that they're talking about. 7,500 or more damage to the target dummy in a single hit. The homing modifier drastically affects projectile acceleration and thus can lead to unintuitive and low velocity based damage. Kind of makes sense. Rotate towards enemy, maintains speed, and only changes direction, so it's predictable and consistent, which is ideal. Okay. So we want accelerating shot. Give me 2 of those. Give me 1 of these. Give me a couple of these. 1 of these. 1 of these and 1 of these. Alright. Have a look. So we'll do the same thing that we were doing before. Let's see if we can get it actually firing. right? That's good enough for me. What if we put homing and this on it? That'll be great, wouldn't it? Well, that was easy. Ah, so we needed homing in that case. Makes a projectile accelerate towards your foes. So at the moment, this is literally too slow. It's probably still going to fire down. Yeah, okay. So the combination, all right, makes sense. Deal 20,000 or more damage to the target dummy in a single hit. Accelerative homing modifier keeps slow projectiles alive and can replace the need for accelerating shot. Accelerative homing. Okay. However, it has a few limitations. It cannot be stacked, and it must come before other forms of homing. Well, that's weird. Alright, we'll do the same thing again, I guess. Do we want that? That. 3 of those, 2 of those, 1 of them. I think that's enough. 4 other forms of homing. That's weird. Ah. Okay, so it doesn't register until it's just at the right frame because it's kind of like 2 in 1. It's homing and accelerating. If you remove rotate towards, probably don't even need that actually. Do it again. I think that should actually do it, huh? Yeah. Yeah, that's another great thing, right? They've given us the tools to make pretty much anything we want. And sky is the limit on how you reach that end goal, I think. I think we're about to get pretty wild here, honestly. 100,000 damage. Piercing shot allows projectiles to hit multiple times instead of once. If the projectile consistently immediately dies, then it may be too slowed down. Okay. We want piercing. This bad boy. Oh, we got extra slots this time. See if we can build it with just this. $234,000. That's crazy. You notice sometimes it's not firing. This is if you stack too many of these, it doesn't exist, right? And this is how Alias was showing me how to create the permanent homing or returning to you boomerang, essentially healing sphere that just follows you around everywhere. In fact, weren't we using that on the 33 orb run as well? I can't even remove turn towards. It's still high, right? But what's happening? See how it's sort of going through and doing a U-turn and then coming back? That's homing working by itself. But turn towards just flicks that switch almost immediately. So it's coming back in the correct direction before it even leaves the target. It still needs to be within range, though. I think that's what the issue is here. So we're getting 67k on that. But if we add this back in... Boom, 120,000. Turn towards instead of homing. I wonder if this is where Alias got his ideas from. Like, he knew about that previously. I think he did the research himself. Like that. So it almost needs homing as well, huh? It gives it that enough power or enough slowdown potential once it's passed through its target. That's wild. I love it. Do these stack? That would be interesting. Let's try that. Shit, I did it again. No, we're moving on. Alright, we're going to deal 15 million damage here. The projectile on top of the enemy is extremely important for maximizing damage. Roger, we understand that. At least one accelerating shot is required, and multiple accelerating shots will reach terminal velocity more quickly. Got it. Heavy shot slows the projectile while also adding damage, making it particularly useful for dealing velocity damage. Got it. Homing type modifiers can be stacked to increase their efficacy. I love that word. Which can help the projectile stay on the target. Homing type modifiers can be stacked to increase their efficacy, which can help the projectile stay on target. Right, that's what we just witnessed before. Additional projectiles is a cheap and effective way to increase damage output, so multicasts, okay. There is an ideal balance of speed multiplier modifiers if not using gravity modifiers. Okay. Shooting directly downward or using gravity modifiers will help keep slow projectiles alive. And we've experienced that as well. We got a jumbo wand here. What does it say? 15 million points of damage. It's going to be a fun one. Alright, let's start. Heavy shot. Accelerating shot. Piercing shot. Rotate towards. Accelerative homing. Pick up one of them as well. Give me slithering path. 4 of those. And 1 of those. And 1 each of these. A couple of them. Bit of everything. Alright. Go with 4 to begin with. I'm thinking 4 of these bad boys as well. This is going to be pretty glorious, I think. Accelerative homing. 3 rotate towards, 2 accelerating shots, and many heavy shots. Yeah, let's see what we can do. We can do a couple of runs here. Definitely need that. I think I want that. Huh. Alright, let's take this off. And get another one of these. Thank God death is turned off, huh? That hit me because of this. That's one thing that this does, is it makes it very, very, very dangerous. One more rotate towards. Where would you like that? So instead of the accelerative homing, maybe? It's freaking glorious. I love it. So rotate towards doesn't seem to be... Because it's going too fast. Let's remove one of these, add another one of these. See if that does the trick. $500,000? I just wanted to hit me again. One more rotate towards again. All right. So we don't have the ability to leave the wand at the moment. Still nothing. Remove one heavy shot. Well, it's 1.5 mil. Over and over and over again. God, that's amazing, isn't it? 4 million, 5 million. You need the accelerative homing. Just don't get hit in the real game. Right, exactly. We're missing some pretty significant damage here. Maybe instead of multiple projectiles, we should cut this down and then add another couple of these, maybe? Replace an accelerating with heavy. So the highest we got was 6.5 million. We're not even halfway there. It's not holding onto the projectile dummy long enough. So that's why I think homing would be important as well. Or stacking, accelerating, homing? It doesn't stack. It doesn't stack with each other. That was one of the lessons that it gave. Homing is bait, slows projectile. Why the acceleration? So velocity damage is based on the difference between a projectile's starting speed and its maximum speed, terminal velocity. So we essentially don't need this, right? I think we can add another one of these. Try. So we'll do the shooting downwards thing. This one's got me. Tighter circles. It's not in my control, I don't think. Maybe we've got... Rotate towards isn't good enough tracking. That's why I'm saying homing might have been better. But it's not, though. Another heavy shot? We'll try it. Is there too many projectiles? Is the question. I don't think it matters where it starts, right? Like, it's going to be heading directly for it anyway. So, but like over time, it's going to increase in speed. I think we only need the one accelerative, or maybe this will count for that. Homing is cutting damage every time. We had a good combo going before with homing, a single homing and a single one of those. Let's try that. Nope, now it's wilder. And we're doing much less damage overall now because of the fact that we cut the projectiles in half. It doesn't add to terminal velocity. No, it gets to terminal velocity quicker. That's all that does. Ponty, this is a mod called Spell Lab. It teaches you about wand editing and stuff. Re-rotates. All right. This is Odd Owlman's build. It is your time to shine, my friend. Odd Owl Omen. God, hard as hell to say. See, it's still not even tight enough in it. Like, or am I making that up now? One more rotate towards. All right. Put another couple in. I don't mind. Half mil. You wonder if modifier placement can affect other modifiers. The only thing that we've learnt during this course is that this has to be ahead of other homing spells. That's it. Why is my health constantly a 1? Because I got hit by one of my projectiles. And there's no death is turned on. Yeah, Vif, that got added in the last update, the empty box. From what I understand, it lets you pick up powders. Less heavy shot, more projectiles. All right. You can get behind that as well. Why don't we go... Yeah, we'll go back to 4 here. Damn. Does drop shot constantly add gravity effect more on down heading movements? I don't even know. So we're getting higher. Fire 15 of them in a row. We've only got a second to do the damage. Got to do 15 million points of damage per second. We're not even getting close here. Use the hex. So more projectiles. I don't think that would help us. Projectile is going too fast. Add the fourth rotate back. They lasted longer. Wrap one of them so you can fire faster. No, that's not the purpose of this one. We should be able to do it in one shot, honestly. There's a way. There's got to be a way. 3 million. 4 million. 5, 6 again. 6.9, 7.2, 8.8. So accelerating doesn't matter when it happens. Maybe if we just add more of these then. What if accelerative homing is enough by itself? We just add another one. The 9.9, 12.6, 13.3, 14.3. Champion. We did it. With that wand and like a million shots. "13 heavy shots, accelerative homie, anti-grav, pierce, bouncing." Let's make that one. Let's do that again then. "13 accelerative homing, anti-grav, pierce, and bouncing." Bouncing. All right. Is there a special technique to this or just shoot? Because this one's not going to turn towards. Right? That's a freaking death trap. $1.8, 2. It's glorious, I'll give you that much. And we are many times dead, yes. Yeah, 100%. Too bad Tentacle Freeze insta-kills any mob. And not a 33 or boss, it doesn't. This is teaching you stuff that you probably will never even bother using, but it's still fun. Again, I think there's a couple of methods we could use there. That particular one, too much risk involved because homing wasn't really a factor. It was turning towards, but the bounce was too wild on it. Stand right on it. There's nothing to stand on. We'd be below it, but we'd be shooting up. And we're still at... The problem with that particular build, like, it's not bad. It definitely does the damage. But because it's bouncing absolutely everywhere, and because this particular modifier is on there, we're dead. It does way too much damage. That would one-shot us. Hey, Queso Queso. I like your name. It's cool. All right, next challenge, please. Still got to work out why these are unlocked. We should get Goki to just hit a switch so we can just turn it on. But I don't really want to find stuff that unlocks in my inventory if that's the case. All right. Total damage, 1 million or more total... Oh, sorry, 1 billion or more total damage to the target dummy. That's a wand. Okay, so we're kind of limited on projectiles, but we do have chainsaws as well. So now we could potentially create something that wraps, maybe? What about... Oh, we don't have extended duration. What about chainsaw? No, it's extended duration or... Let's try accelerating shot and chainsaw. I just want to see this. No, it's the same, right? Yeah, okay. One chainsaw in a couple of hours, right? It does say 1 billion over a period of time. Honestly, I think we can get there pretty quickly, though. See what we can come up with. Accelerative homing we do need. This is just a personal preference, putting them over here, by the way. They don't need to be there. Right. Oh, we don't have accelerative homing. Oof. What was that? That was 1.8 million. We're going to be here a while. Right. Yeah, we definitely need an accelerating shot. What would be a... What have I got too many of? Oh, this slows down as well, right? It does. So we add more... I don't really want to add a light shot, but we could just to test. Jesus. Okay. Now we can probably tweak that a little bit by taking that off. Less accelerating, more speed. Dead. $130 million? Just casting a small sun, no biggie. Halfway there. This is called Spell Lab. It's available from the Steam Workshop. Sometimes it's so slow. It's like, I don't feel like doing anything today. I'm just gonna stay right here. While not taking too much damage away. Doesn't it just cut damage by a percentage? Like, it's pretty significant, no? Damage projectile minus 25, which is probably irrelevant when you think about it. Well, we're going to get there in a relatively short amount of time. And that short amount of time is right around now. Champion.